Hello everyone, my name is Charles Malki. I am the newly elected president of the Hollywood Knolls, which encompasses the Hollywood Knolls, the Hollywood Manor, and the Lake Ridge Estates. And I want to thank these three fine ladies who have served all of the surrounding communities to the Hollywood Knolls, starting with Sheila Irani, who has been president of the Hollywood Estates for about a decade. She's currently vice president and currently president of the Hollywood United Neighborhood Council. And has been improving our community for the decade I've been on the board in the Hollywood Knolls and beyond in regards to improving the Hollywood Park, improving traffic, improving safety, and has truly brought millions of dollars of value to our community over the last decade that I've witnessed. And then we're also here next to Kristina O'Neil, the president of the Lake Hollywood Estates. So I'm also here with Krista Michaels of the Cahuenga Pass
Property Owners
Association, and she basically oversees about 2,000 homes. Our community about 750, and then the Hollywood Estates with its about 150 homes, and cumulatively we have the muscle power of thousands of residents to help make these market improvements in our community. And I want to say I am honored with my only about 6 months of serving as president to have had a hand in this monumental improvement to our community, which is the Fire Station 76. We can hear them at work right now.
Yeah, that's right.
And again, just being able to, as we've worked together for the last decade, but to do something under our presidency and to bring the Hollywood Knolls even further on the map in recognizing our community and the value that we can bring to the city of Los Angeles. I just want to thank from the bottom of my heart and from our entire community the value that you've basically brought light upon us.
Yeah, and it would not happen without commitment from you, Charles. You know, if you can just look at the garden behind us, this was an area that was full of nothing but 4-foot-high brush that had to be cleared once a year. It offered no purpose to the fire station, and we converted it from nothing to something that will feed them and the community. This was paid for using funds from the neighborhood council system. Hollywood United Neighborhood Council contributed, and Hollywood Hills West Neighborhood Council contributed, and private donors. Overall cost for the front and the backyard was $16,000, and we raised all of that through donations. So you can see behind here, and then if you look at the fire station, it's newly painted. We finally got a tarp over the ambulance. Thanks. That was a record move to get the county to give us funding. This is not a county fire station. It's a city fire station, but it serves the Hollywood Bowl and the Ford Amphitheater. Both are county properties. So we kind of wrestled with all these various sources of funds. We've got universal money, city money, county money, private donations, a lot of HOAs. Every one of these HOAs in front of you has donated. And through all those funds, we raised almost $70,000, and we've now painted, changed the flooring, added lighting, new furniture.
Ceilings.
Yeah, we changed from the ceiling tiles that were falling on their head. They now have nice drywall and recessed lighting instead. And overall, I feel that what we've done is to show them that we care. And I think that that's something that's missing right now in our civics and local politics, that the community is giving back to these agencies that serve us so well. So Los Angeles Fire Department, the morale is so much higher. I've heard from so many firefighters that they're so happy to come here. This is their home. This is their second home. They're one agency in the city that lives and works in the same place. And when you've got someplace where your ceiling tiles are falling on your head, and you've got the smell of mold in the walls, and you've got a refrigerator that's too small to fit the food that you have to make yourself and pay for yourself, it's just not a great message that we're giving them. I think right now they feel we care, they care. It's just an amazing symbiotic relationship that I think we've now strengthened with all the help from the HOAs. So I really feel very grateful that I found amazing people who, power in numbers, the strength that they bring this. It could not have happened without all of us banding together to serve our community.
Hi, good afternoon. Kristina O'Neil, president of Lake Hollywood Homeowners Association. Like Charles had said, and Sheila, we reside about 150 homes up in the Lake Hollywood Estates. one of the reasons that we got involved, especially on this level, to help this fire station with its improvements. This fire station, along with Fire Station 82, are the two stations that really support and take care of our Hollywood hillsides. And with the amount of tourism that has been brought into Los Angeles, especially in and around the Hollywood sign, where there's no infrastructure and no only two ways in and out of the area, between all of our communities, we are all affected. And the smoking is out of hand. So literally, these two stations are who we rely on the most. And really to come here and spend time with them because we know them personally, and to see the condition that this particular station was in, and yet all the efforts and everything that they do on behalf of LA City as a whole was embarrassing. So that is why we really wanted to step up and give them a place that they could live in and feel comfortable. And again, like Sheila had said, supported, recognized, and appreciated. And morale is one of the most important things. It's for community team building and the investment that we have made in order to make them feel like they are part of our community, because they are. They're our friends, they're leaders, and they work very, very hard, and they deserve this. So again, I really want to thank Sheila and Charles and Krista, because like everyone has said, this is a team effort. And just a bit of trivia, this all started because Captain Dalton was at a block party of ours almost 3 years ago and said, we really need a vacuum cleaner. And that is how this all started. So we came to see what this condition of this building was like, both Sheila and I, and decided that we needed to get further involved. Krista?
I'm Krista Michaels. I'm president of the Cahuenga Pass Property Owners Association. We have about 2,200 residences, and we also include our commercial district. We have a wonderful commercial street, Cahuenga Boulevard West, and lots of businesses, and they're included as well. And some of those businesses are contributing food and drink and beautiful cake for this event today. I can't say strongly enough how much we value our firefighters. These folks here save our lives every single day, and they do it with no thought for themselves, no thought for anything but our safety. It's a rare pleasure to be able to do something for them. And Sheila may not remember this, but some years ago I was over here talking to one of the previous captains, and he pointed to a tile that was sitting on his desk. And he said, look at that. And I said, what's that? And he said, it's a tile that fell on my head from the ceiling. And I looked up, and sure enough, there was a hole where the tile had been. He says, that happens all the time. And I thought, the tiles are falling off the ceiling and hitting these folks in the head? And I know I mentioned it to you. That was a long time ago. And she said, okay, we've got to do something. So she picked up the ball and ran with it, and we've all been working under her auspices. She's done a great job, and it's an honor to do anything that we can do for our firefighters.
So after we did everything and we found, kind of the barriers to getting the job done, which is we work hand in hand with LAFD Foundation. So all the funds go through the foundation and then go directed, 100% go directly into the station for whatever the station captains are interested in funding. So they gave me a list of top 10 things that they want to have done. The same thing is happening now in Los Feliz. So that fire station 35 is now looking with the community at what they can fund and how they can get the community involved. The difficulty is really rallying, all the HOAs and the private businesses behind it. It's not an easy task. It took us 1 year to raise all these funds. And it's, it's somebody that has to really spearhead it and constantly be on top of where the funds can come from, and then how to find the best vendors to do the job. If you rely on the city's vendors, the costs are anywhere from 10 to 20 times what a private sector licensed contractor can do it for. So those are the difficulties, the barriers. We had to have LAFD buy-in. They had to give me the permission to go to a private vendor because there were no funds otherwise to use the general contractors that they use in the city. So that's the first barrier that you have to get through. And then the next one is raising the money, which takes a lot of time. And the primary one is to have a leader, just one person who's willing to kind of coordinate all the efforts of the homeowners associations, LAFD Foundation, the private sector, the donors there, and then of course the public sector. You have the city, the county, you've got various, large donors, etc. So we even got state money for this. We got a donation from Senator Portillo. So all that has to come together, and it takes somebody who understands who all the players are, and that's probably another thing that you have, is another barrier, is understanding where the money can come from in the public sector. So, we had a unique thing happen because we are presidents of an HOA and a neighborhood council, that we had access to all those kinds of funding. I don't know if you'll ever get that miraculous mix, the planetary alignment of all those forces, but it's something that, honestly, if we want to get the other 53 stations that are over 50 years old in this city to be fixed, there's money out there, but somebody's got to manage those funds so that they're not wasted and they're used, as we did, a targeted approach to get all that we accomplished, from the painting to the cement work to tarps to cover our ambulance to fans and tool sheds and beautiful landscape that'll now feed them. It takes a lot of effort. And so, it's well worth it. I think a lot of communities will do it, but you have communities that don't have access to a lot of people with money, like in South LA or maybe parts of even East LA. So what do we do then? That's why a major fund has to kind of be created with somebody overseeing those funds and directing them to those stations that need it the most.
Also, Sheila, I want to bring up the fact that when you work with the city or the county, they have their own vendors. And oftentimes those vendors are very expensive, which limits what you can really do and how far your funds can stretch. And Sheila, I have to say, on behalf of all of us, thank you so much, because you were able to work with the city and the county and go to vendors that were not part of that original vendor list that was approved by those agencies, and make this affordable so that the dollars that we were able to raise, which sounds like a lot of money, but in reality, it was stretched. Yeah. You really made it work, and I want to say thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Because I saw all of that effort.
Love. Yeah, definitely.
So we all want to thank our Fire Station 76 that does so much more than just putting out fires. You think firehouse means fires within the community. They are working endlessly, saving lives within our community, moving homelessness throughout our community, which, for those of you, watching it outside of the city of LA and you don't, see the homeless crisis that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis, they're investing numerous hours, risking their lives all day long for the betterment of our community. And this was a small token of our appreciation to show them the love that we have for them and to help make this truly their second home. That the average firefighter spends about 4 days, 4 nights here at this fire station, and now they can truly enjoy sleeping here, enjoying the property, both inside and also obviously the garden space as well. And I'm so proud that we did bring this priceless value, additional value to our Fire Station 76, as well as our surrounding communities. And thank you all so much for being our guiding light.
And
thank you.
You know what? Just cheers to Team 76.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
It is. It'll be perfect.
Thank you so much. Okay. I'm going to take that.
So cool.
I would like to introduce all of you to our local 76 firefighter and paramedic, firefighter Fickes. Shelton.
Well, thank you very much for everybody being here. Just want to, first off, thank you for taking the time today to be here, celebrate the station, to do the open house, take a look around at all the wonderful things that have been done. Second thing is thank you for the donations. Without you, none of these things would happen. The station, I wish we had before and after pictures to show you what it looked like beforehand. I can tell you about a year ago, when Sheila showed up to the station, was just doing a walk around, kind of gave everybody the nickel tour of the fire station at that time. And she started looking around, and just the simple things that she was seeing. We had a hole in the ceiling over there by where the fan's at. It was big enough for 2 people to crawl through. We had one in the kitchen ceiling that was big enough. It was right above the sink. We came in the morning for that, water running out of it. But she saw those things, the ceilings starting to fall down, and took it upon herself, just in good nature, to hey, look, let's start helping out the firefighters. Or they're helping us out. Let's give them a little bit of a hand. So. So the donations that you guys have raised and the things that have gotten done here have made it 1,000 times better at the fire station. The front office is amazing. We've got the all the floors have been pulled up, the carpet. It holds a lot of carcinogens from us walking in with our boots on. We don't have the carpet in here anymore, so that prolongs our health, which is a good thing. It's #1 killer of a firefighter. It's both it's heart disease and also cancer. And every day we're getting 10 bells for somebody else that was on the job this time from cancer. So that's going to help hopefully prevent that. The patio back there was the last thing in the garden that's on the back hill. That just used to be a slope overtaken by weeds every year. And believe it or not, as a fire station, we used to write ourselves our own brush notice. And we didn't comply, so the city would have to come in and clear it for us. So it's but the weeds back there get about 7 feet tall. It was unusable. It was just a pester for us. Working with Charles, we were able to get that all redesigned, have the patio put up there, fire pit, and it's been an amazing space for us. We can go on a call, no matter how horrific it might be, standardized it might be, but we can go back up there, kind of retreat, have a little bit of quiet time, and it doesn't feel like we're at the firehouse. We can hear a little bit of the road noise, but it just kind of feels like you're in your own backyard, which has been amazing for us. So we thank you for that as well. It's you guys are always welcome here at the station, and again, we can't express our gratitude enough to you. So thank you. Yeah. All right. Yep.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So I guess to start, this area used to be about 6 to 7 foot tall weeds, kind of just a waste of space. It's turned into a nice area that, you know, especially after a traumatic call or just a long call, a long day, you name it. You know, individually or as a group, we can come up here and just take a second to take a breath and regroup. We can sit out here and have dinners. We can sit out here and have a little camaraderie time, sit around the fire pit. And until recently, we actually had the idea a while ago, but very recently the community came in and put in all these plants. So now we can also, you know, assisting with our groceries and the cost of us living here. You know, we have our tomatoes, we have zucchinis, we have peppers that we can organically grow and eat. So, you know, while we're also making the hillside look a lot more presentable and beautiful, it's also useful. So, and then coming on down here, so outside here, this is where we normally store our paramedic rescue, where unfortunately, because the station is so small, the resource sits outside in the sun and can get up to 80, 90, 100 degrees out here some days. So just having this tarp alone, though our engine's out here right now, will help keep the rescue at least 20 to 30 degrees cooler, and really kind of helps with that issue of the heat. And then inside here, so up on the ceiling, we have a new ceiling fan that was installed, as well as over to the right, right about up there, there was about a 3-foot hole in diameter in the ceiling that has been repaired. That was up there for about 6 to 8 months, that the community donated, and essentially we don't have insulation falling down on us anymore, and the fan helps us keep a lot cooler so we can actually get our workout in the morning before it gets too hot. Alrighty, so in this room used to still have carpet in it, and I believe it's Cal OSHA came out a couple years ago and said that's actually illegal to have carpet in the fire stations anymore, just because of the carcinogens and the infectious diseases that we pick up on our boots. But unfortunately, I don't think the department or the city had the money to necessarily make that happen all at once, nor even the years after. So the community came in. I was able to rip out the carpets, put new flooring in, as well as paint all the walls. And then the ceiling was actually a tiled ceiling that we didn't know if there was asbestos in it or not. The tiles were falling down. You'd be sitting here watching TV or giving a drill, and a tile would fall on you. And to us, it was a health hazard as well as it was a life hazard. And so the community again came in and ripped down the ceilings, put up all new drywall and all new lighting to essentially bring this room up to where it is now. We're here 24 hours a day at a minimum. Right now, I'm here for 72 hours. When it does come to a health and a life issue, we've made as many improvements as we can financially, but it definitely it's made a huge impact on us that we feel that much more comfortable here. You're not going home sneezing, coughing, terrible allergies. Since this room has been completed, it's made a huge difference that you go home and you feel better. So it's awesome. I can show you the back room. Sure. All right, so back here, similar situation with the tiles that were on the ceiling, except for this whole wall over here. The ceiling joist had actually let go of the wall, and the whole ceiling was partially collapsing. But also had the ceiling tiles that were back here that were falling on people's beds. We had carpet in here. All the carpet has been removed. And then back here, the other thing that we were kind of able to work together on with the workers was, so at night while we're sleeping in here and say we get an emergency response, the lights will come on. And a lot of our fire stations right now, it turns on every single light in the room and pretty much wakes the dead, which is one of the biggest killers of firefighters right now isn't even cancer, it's heart attacks and cardiac issues. So to help with the cardiac issues, we kind of mitigated an idea to put these two little lights in up here that you can just barely see, that they're actually on a dimmer. And so when we get a call, it's not this boom blaring, light from the heavens. It's just barely enough light with our audible system that you wake up, calmer, and there's just enough light to be able to get your stuff and get out the door in a reasonable amount of time. But that was just another thing that, we were kind of able to work together and make our lives that much better while here at the station. This is where we sleep. And we actually, speaking of projects that we've done, so this just used to be a big room. And our station raised enough money ourselves and was able to put the cubicles up just to give everybody a little bit more privacy.
These weren't here before?
These weren't here before.
Oh, wow.
So these were installed by us about 4 or 5 years ago. Kind of just gives guys their own individual space to make phone calls, to not be, say somebody's on their phone over here, the light isn't polluting this guy's area and he's sleeping. Just gives everybody a little bit of privacy, but at the same point, we're all still together, that if we get a call and say somebody sleeps through it, you can nudge them and let's go. So,
Cool. Right on, man. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Hi, I'm Joy Forbes. I'm with NBC Universal, and this improvement is stunning. The neighbors get all of the credit. They're the ones that came to us, and we said, hey, tell us more about the project and tell us what other commitments you have. And that's what really drew us in, knowing how much the community was giving of their own. And then the council office, the county supervisor's office, and the neighborhood council, what they could do. So we couldn't help but be a contributor to this great makeover. Its makeover doesn't begin to describe the change in the station, and we're happy to be a part of it. And we're neighbors in addition to being a business in the community. So we meet with the community regularly. We tell them about what we're doing and the growth we have planned, but we also talk to them about what we can do to help them, what we could do to minimize any impacts we might have in the community. And we think we've proven over the last 10, 15 years that that we can be that community member. Certainly we've been in the community over 100 years, but we think over the last decade or more, we've really shown that commitment. I think on a personal note, just seeing Sheila and Krista and Judy and Curtis and all the people here, Stuart, that have given their blood and sweat and tears to this project has meant a lot. And when we look at the community and how we can participate, our corporate responsibility team definitely looks at what the community is interested in, where they're interested in giving their time and effort. So it's just so great to see the people we work with on a regular basis dedicating effort to this station.
Okay. Yeah, sure. My name is Mario Generoso, and I've been with the department now for about 24 years. My experience with the fire department has been amazing. We all live together, obviously, in this firehouse. There's 6 of us that live here. So this space up here, what it means to me is it's a nice, quiet space. Oftentimes, you know, it's nice to be able to have a space in the fire station where we can get away, maybe make a phone call or read or just have a little bit of quiet time. So this space is perfect for that, especially early in the morning. So super thankful. Transferring over here to this station and this community has been amazing. It's a great community, a great place to work, and super thankful for the opportunity to serve the residents here. So yeah, thanks for all the hard work. It's beautiful up here.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here 2 years, so I've been a part of a lot of the improvements that have been done around here. I mean, even just the start of the station was kind of an eyesore. Hadn't been painted in probably 20, 30 years. Station now looks great. We actually even had some gentlemen from the mayor's office come down the other day and say that, I mean, the station looks brand new. They thought it was one of our newer stations. So, but on the inside, we've got new refrigerators. We've gotten a fan up in the apparatus bay that helps keep us that much cooler so we can actually get a workout in during the day. You guys removed the carpets and ceiling tiles that were literally falling on our heads as we were sleeping or you know, just in different rooms. So, you know, thank you guys so much for everything that you guys did. You know, what I'm sure you guys have heard, we spend a third of our lives here. We're here 24 hours minimum, 10 to 11 days a month. So this is our second home. And, you know, it's nice to know that going home to our families and to our homes that we're not bringing as many germs, diseases, carcinogens, you know, stuff that could really hurt us or hurt our families. So it's been awesome, and the station looks great.
I'm Ethan Fields. I'm a captain here in Los Angeles Fire Department. Today I'm working at Fire Station 76. This event today was to pay tribute or at least acknowledge all of the contributions and donors from the community here in Hollywood and the Cahuenga Pass. What they did here was they took a fire station that was aging seriously, and with the lack of infrastructure and funds that the city is challenged with, the community stepped up and they donated a lot of resources that just transformed this fire station into what it is today. Community engagement is everything. I don't think we do enough of it, and it's what we do. That's the reason why we exist. Is we are here specifically to serve the community. We don't do anything else, and the opportunity to engage with the community outside of a 911 call, I think is even better than what we could ever do. Just because there's an opportunity to see smiles, to have conversations, to take the time to really get to know your neighbors here. That's what we are. We're community department, and so the ability to embed ourselves in the community much more than just running 911 calls, I think it pays dividends in the relationships. And again, we can collaborate like this and pull off an event that's beneficial for both. Because this place was an eyesore for driving up and around the paths. It just looked, it was aged. And so now, you drive by, you can see, like, oh man, it looks like a new station. So it's good. When it's all said and done, and they can't answer their own questions, 911 is what most people use. So we get called for everything, and it doesn't matter. It's not always life-saving. Most of the time it's not. It could be just questions. We get phone calls at the firehouse. We get visitors that come to the firehouse and are just wanting information. In this community, they have a huge brush area. We have the canyons, Runyon Canyon. So we get questions when it's hot. We get questions when it rains. We get called out for floods. There's so many things that don't involve rushing into a burning building. That's what the moniker is, right? We're firefighters. And so, that's how we're thought of as, hey, you rush into burning buildings. But yeah, you're right. Everything that we do is snake calls. We get everything. We get everything. It's not a call that I haven't been on where I was like, oh, this is strange. I've never been called for this. But yeah. I was talking to someone today. This occupation is unlike any other in the fact that we live here, right? Most every job occupation, they come in the morning, there's a time you get off work and you get in traffic and go home, right? And you do it all over the next day. And this is the only, even the police officer, LAPD, there's no other occupation that does what we do, that lives where we work for the amount of time that we do. So having something like this that allows us to get some semblance of home is huge because we're away from home. And so we're trying to create that. We see the individuals we work with every day. They almost are family because you're with them probably just as much as you're with your family at home. So to have that comfort, to have that familiarity, and then again to have a place that we want to be at is huge for us, and just being able to manage what we do on a day-to-day basis.
My name is Paul Jenkins. I'm the Public Safety Chair for the Hollywood Hills West Neighborhood Council. This is in our area, and we happily contributed some money for this great project. I saw the station before anything was done, and it was really, really unbelievable. The firefighters were living in conditions that were worse than like a frat house as far as how messed up everything was, and nothing was taken care of. And so the city wasn't doing its job on this at this location. So I think giving it attention, obviously donating money, and then doing some of the work. A lot of the firefighters did the work themselves. All of that has now made the station really bright and a really great place to come. And it's important because they're doing such important work in the hills. They got to be sharp and ready. They can't come back to like mold and dirty old carpet and hillsides that are full of just nothing but weeds growing. So, and I spent the day actually myself with Charles, which I think is amazing what he's doing here. Helping to create this great garden, which now just makes the whole station kind of a much lighter, brighter place to be. So I think it's amazing what he's done. I think we need to do a lot more of this at fire stations. And as I mentioned, I spent the day myself here, and it was really a fun, cool day, and I was learning about plants while I was here from Charles. So these kind of projects are great because it at least, first of all, it just makes people aware. Even if they don't come, they see a flyer, they see pictures of the fire station, they realize there's a fire station there. And so I would like to see a lot of people coming. There's once a year, there's an open house day. I'd like to see people coming to that. And the more of these kind of events there are for people to come and learn about their station and hear about their station and get it in their consciousness, the more they're going to feel like they're part of a community. So when something happens, rather than being traumatized, they can kind of feel secure that they're taking the first step in dealing with whatever the issue is, whether it's an earthquake, fire, or an emergency. So it's really important, these events. We should be giving a lot more. This should be the center of the community emergency response. Everybody should think emergency fire station. I know what it looks like. I've met the people there. That's a part of my community. I'm a part of this. Whether you live in an apartment or a house, it's exactly the same. Someone on every block, a block leader is traditionally called to be an information leader. And then from there, we give them some blue books. LAFD has some great blue books. They could pass them out to the neighborhood. They could come and have a tour of the station, get to know the chief, and then also the station could call that senior on that block, if it's a senior, whoever the leader is, on that block, if there's an issue with overhanging trees or whatever, try to make that connection. And then we have an app that actually connects that senior or whoever it is wants to be a leader to other leaders in the neighborhood. And then anybody can join the app. We have that app. It's kind of, it's ready to go. We just haven't really launched it yet. But as far as the block leaders, we're trying to push that, get that going. And eventually we want to do something called Ryland, which is Ready Your LA Neighborhood in each block, where the neighbors actually get together and talk about the skills they have, the needs they have. And that's kind of the next step. Each block should be doing that. I'd like to thank Anastasia Mann. She also, she's the president of our neighborhood council, and she helped us. She helped a lot to get the funding. I would say she's actually, that we donated to the project. She was the driving force behind that. She cares a lot about the station also. Then on a personal level, it's really fun to get to know the firefighters and what they do. And it's such interesting and important work. And so the more you're around it, the more you feel connected to life, really, because this is just a part of everyday life. So on a personal level, that's something important about this.
Hi, my name is Noelle North, and I am a native of Los Angeles, so I have been here a long time. And I have always been interested in community. I work closely with the Hollywood United Neighborhood Council. I'm part of the board. I also have been going into Hollywood forever. I am a professional actress, dancer, from the original Carrie, and lots of voiceover that you might have known, Smurfs, Gummy Bears, various things. So anyway, but community to me is very important. You know what? Community is literally our environment. And what we put into it is what we're going to get out of it. It's what will support each and every one of us, our families, our well-being. It has so much to do with just the quality of life. And that's what culture and that's what community involvement all contribute to. It makes everyone a little closer, a little happier, and it really contributes to the well-being of a society. So it's really important to me. Plus, I just love seeing these beautiful plants. I worked hard. It's fun to get out and work hard. It feels good physically to do things, and it clears your head spiritually. And so I just think it's wonderful when people can come together and make things better. And that's what I'm all about. I found out about this project through our board president, Sheila Irani, and she's been doing some wonderful things for the different fire stations, particularly this one. And being on the Hollywood United Neighborhood Council board, I was very interested in contributing to this, both coming here and putting in the time, as well as just helping, you know, pitch in a little bit of money to help beautify and make our community spaces better. This is something that affects all of us, and it just makes you feel so much better when you see a beautiful or an aesthetic environment, because then you can contribute to that and keep it in your own life. You know, you like your house better when it's clean, you like your yard better when it's mowed, and why not have some beautiful plants? So I came and I worked hard. I got a lot of the weeding out of the way, and they were able to plant some beautiful plants. And it's just a pleasure to put in just a little bit of time to help your community. It makes you feel better, it helps the community, and it actually brings us all together in a much more constructive manner. So I highly recommend it. Get out and do a little something for your community.
Hello, my name is Sharice Recchi. I'm representing the Hollywood Knolls community where I've lived for a very long time. I've served on the board for about 18 years, first being the chair of Neighborhood Watch, and now just supporting more in the social capacity. And it's nice to have Charles as a neighbor, and he's brought so much to the board in terms of the garden club, leading that, and all of the things that he has initiated surrounding the community and within the community for beautification. So again, I'm happy to be a part of this, and I'm happy to support. And as you can see, we have a lovely garden, all for you know, healthy living, healthy lifestyles, and just trying to make us better people so that we can go out into the world and bring more light.
Absolutely. I'm Martha Carr. I live in the Hollywood Manor, and I'm also part of the Hollywood Knolls Community Club Board. I am currently the secretary, so I take all the notes. And I'm on the beautification committee. So I was part of the group of people who volunteered to come and work on this wonderful fire station that's been in our community for many, many, many years. And I've lived in the community 44 years now. And it's just a joy to see it transform and to watch all the plants grow. And I tell you, there's a little bit of a nice feeling of gratitude that if something happened, they know I contributed and they would be right there to help me if I needed help.
We sure will, but nothing will happen.
Nothing has happened so far. So it's just lovely to have this local fire station right in our backyard, and they give so much every day, so it's nice to give back.
Absolutely. I just want to say I'm grateful for this community that I've been a part of for many years, and all of the wonderful neighbors. And I feel like I came into a community of just great support with my career and people protecting and looking out for my home when I'm traveling. And I'm just really grateful because even we've been at dinner parties together,
Absolutely.
Kids' birthday parties, community gatherings, and it's just really nice to live in a community where you actually like your neighbors.
Yeah, and you know, working on these kinds of events help you meet new neighbors and form bonds, and you really feel like you've done it together with others. And even when we were here doing it, there were people in the community walking down the street saying, oh, if we would have known, we would have come. We have somewhere to go, but I wish we would have known, because people like to be involved, and that's a really nice feeling. So,
hi, I'm George Bays. I'm a resident here in the Hollywood Hills in Station 76's First Inn. And when I think about a city, I think one of the most important things that a city provides is obviously safety and protection. And the Los Angeles City Fire Department is the front line in protecting us both from fire, emergency medical situations, natural disasters. They're the first people we call, no matter what happens in our homes. So I think it's critical that we support our fire department. We helped, we volunteered and helped with the refurbishment of 76, but I would urge every City of Los Angeles resident to find a way to help support the Los Angeles City Fire Department. Well, I'm also a volunteer for the Los Angeles Fire Department Auxiliary Communication Services. We're a group of amateur radio operators that work together to provide emergency communication services to the fire department in case there's an outage of their UHF radios. We help in any way we can to provide additional support when they're stretched thin for special events. So again, it's a way to give back to the people that really are critical to our health and safety here in the City of Los Angeles. We should prioritize giving back to the city that we live in and that we call
So here we are with Hollywood's Village, and they're one of the first teams, and a massive team. I think it was close to 20 volunteers that they brought out to our fire station 76 when we needed some help in the landscaping. And not just landscaping, it was actually a lot of demolition, bringing down trees, removing weeds, and then getting the initial color spots in the front of the property. And you also prepared most of the backyard so we can begin the terracing and the leveling, and then also all of the planting we now see behind us. So I really want to thank you and your organization for all the time, energy, and effort you guys have brought to Fire Station 76. And if you can share a little bit more about your organization and how other neighboring communities can benefit from you guys. And thank you again so very much.
Absolutely, man. It's been a pleasure. It's been a great project. So this project has been a lot of fun. We're volunteers from Hollywood's Village. We work with the Way to Happiness all over Hollywood and LA. And we do a lot of neighborhood beautification, cleaning up the environment. And we love doing projects like this. It can be decorating and gardening and cleaning, landscaping. We also do murals and beautifying the neighborhood through trash cleanups, activating the community, and getting a lot of volunteers, and have a lot of good times doing it.
Our organization is based on the book, The Way to Happiness, and it's a common sense moral code. And one of the precepts is to safeguard and improve your community, and safeguard and improve your environment. And therefore, we do events that beautify the community and get people involved. And it's a way to be happy and to make people happy.
So this project has been a lot of fun working with Fire Station 76. There's been different groups we work with, other volunteer groups, and real staples in the community, and especially being able to give back to our service members and people that volunteer and work for and with the community directly has been very rewarding. So we have done a lot of work with different service organizations in Los Angeles, and we look forward to developing that into even more and more bigger and bigger projects, whether that be murals and certain things to uplift the environment and to build a community. Where here in Los Angeles, there's been a lot of work done to keep growing that and fostering the community, and we are right there at the front lines of having a good organization and a good neighborhood and a good community to be involved with. Our chapter is mainly focused in Hollywood, so we focus a lot in this area. And then there are other groups with our sister chapters, basically, that work across Los Angeles and even all over the world, believe it or not.
I'd like to personally say that this project was just so much fun to come out and meet members of the community and to see our plants, to be able to drive by and see the trees grow, and just to meet the firemen and how dedicated they are and how community oriented. When we were done with the project, the firemen said, please come back. Anytime you're in the area, we want you to stop in and say hello. And they really meant it, you know, just to meet them and wow, these are our firemen and somebody to be proud of. I'm very proud to be a part of this project.
Yeah, it's been very rewarding getting connected with the fire station and the great team. It's a great group to be involved with, and it makes me feel really good knowing in a worst case scenario, I'm in good hands and the community is in good hands as well. So
yes,
thanks to the fire station crew, thanks to Charles who helped manage and put on this amazing project, and we look forward to doing a lot more just like this.
Yay.
Awesome.
There you
go. Appreciate it.
Cool.
Thank you.
So here we are with Joe of Joe's Falafel, and he is one of the most generous businesses in our local community, supporting our, as in today, our Fire Station 76, our local police department, our local schools, and his effort and dedication and support to the community has been endless. And I truly want to appreciate the fact that you fed well over 100 people here today with your falafels. And if you want to share
chicken shawarma,
what else?
The beef gyro, the hummus, baba ganoush, all the good salads, Greek salad, cabbage salad, whatever we have on the menu, it's on the table here.
So if you're looking for the healthiest Mediterranean, as if you're eating at home, delicious, good food, Joe's Falafel.
Thank you. It's my honor to help the community, and especially the fire department here next to us. I will do it every year, whenever I can.
How long have you been in the community, Joe?
13 years now. Take care of everybody in the neighborhood, make sure they're happy with my food, and give them the best service. And if we can help in any way with the community, we do it. But I'm a good cook.
It truly is a family business, and it does make our community that much more special. And the other thing too is on Yelp, you guys are one of the, for those of you that rate your choice food based on Yelp, they're one of the highest rated Yelp reviews for Mediterranean food, probably in the city of Los Angeles.
Right.
Thank you so very much,
We
Joe.
try our best. Thank you. Thank you, Charles.
You're welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Marlon Gutierrez, and I was called to do this job by Charles Malki. And in the beginning, when we came over here, everything was just like the way you see that area. Everything was like, let's say not a mess, but it was. And little by little, me and my crew, I have like 3 more guys working for me. And we started like thinking about exactly what they want and exactly what we were gonna do here. So, and we end up with this nice place over here, nice stairs. And as you can see, all around, it was like a month job for 3 of us working in these hard conditions that we were like raining. And my company name is MG Services. And anytime you want to contact me, you can contact Charles. Charles can give you my number and my advice. I'm a general contractor, and anything I can do for you guys, we can do it, me and my crew. For me, this is a big step on my company because like I donated half of my time, half of exactly what the cost it was. Part of it is just like a contribution from me and my guys to the community. So in that way, I expand myself to like a different ways of working in this area. It's a lot because like, I've been in this community like for the past 10 years. I know Charles, I know Sheila, I know a lot of the guys in Hollywood area. So it would be like a big expand for myself and my crew. It's something that I wanted to do because I used to work for the county a long time ago. That was more than 20 years ago. And I didn't have the opportunity to help the community as I did here. So it was a great time that I spent with them, and they liked what I did, and this is it. Oh, yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Now you can have your own.
My drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paul Wieselman. Well, we've been members. We've been in the Hollywood Hills for over 40 years. It's an area serviced by this fire station, and most recently we're members of the Hollywood Knolls Community Club, and we had sponsorship of the upgrades to this building and the lands out here. So when the open house was available, we wanted to see what happened. We had heard from Charles Malki that the work had been done really well. It's a very nice station now, sort of the pride of many stations around here, and we just wanted to come and see what our donations actually did. And I'm very pleased. It's nice to see all of this on the side here. These days, it's especially important for community engagement because I feel that the city resources are very strained, and firehouse maintenance and all is one such strain, which led to us having this campaign to donate money. But there are many things involved now having to do with homelessness, the lack of city attention to the street cleanup, independent of homelessness, but just general street cleanup. But there's so many things now that are strained due to budget constraints, and so community involvement is essential in order to augment that and help the city maintain the neighborhoods.
Hi, I'm Mitch Ross, and I'm the warehouse manager for Ivy Organic.
And hi, I'm Montrese Dorton, the assistant manager at Ivy Organic.
And we are so proud to be a part of Station 76's growing success. For those of you who don't know Ivy Organic, we specialize in making innovative, effective, and organic USA-made products for organic commercial orchards and backyard growers that want to grow the healthiest plants. Products include whitewash, pest control, transplant shock, and our Ivy Organic brand fertilizers. Unlike most fertilizer products, our unique blend includes 6 macronutrients, including nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, and calcium.
The day we planted these fruit trees, we whitewashed the tree trunks with the Ivy Organic 3-in-1 plant guard to protect them from damaging summer sunburn, while also repelling most damaging pests and rodents. We even applied the ready-to-use foliar spray to the newly planted squash, tomatoes, peppers, and color spots to reduce transplant shock, offer protection from damaging pests, and get them off to the best start ever.
Thank you, Mitch. Thank you, Montrese, for taking the hours to basically coordinate, capturing all of these interviews, asking all the right questions, miking up all the individuals, and helping to memorialize this most important improvement to our community. We're so proud to help basically brighten this beautiful fire station that are also known as being the guardians of the past. If you would like to be a part of the growing successes here at the Fire Station 76, I'm going to be sharing a link to the Los Angeles Fire Department Station 76 directly to the station donation link in the video description below. All of your dollars, whether it be $1, $5, or more dollars, we really appreciate your contribution wherever you are in the Los Angeles area or even across the country. We'd love to have your hand in our growing successes here in Los Angeles. And if you do donate, please, if you don't mind, write us a comment in the video description below so you can be a part of our growing team and hopefully motivate others to do the same. I'll also be including the emails for all the local leaders in the video description below. Feel free to contact them and learn how you too can help improve and build your growing community as well. I will also be including the emails to the 3 captains that oversee this beautiful Fire Station 76, starting with Captain Brent Dalton, Captain Brandon.Taulli, as well as Captain David.Grijalva. And again, all of their emails are in the video description below, so you can reach out to them and thank them for the value that they've brought to the Hollywood Hills and greater Los Angeles areas. Thank you again, Fire Station 76, for making IV Organics a part of your growing successes. And as always,
happy gardening.
Happy gardening.
Oh, I love that.